Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talk about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. So, going into this game with the Colts, it looks a little dicey, okay? They have a high-powered offense. They have a opportunistic defense. They play tough. They lost last week to the Rams, who are a very good team as well, on a fluke fumble into the end zone by Mitchell. Look, not going to be an easy game. I think even if we were firing on all cylinders, I think this was going to be a tough game anyway. It's looking a little funky, okay? We're going to get to all that. We're going to get to the Colts and what they do well defensively and how we can attack them offensively. We're going to get to a press conference with Chip Kelly. Also, we're going to hear from Jackson Powers-Johnson and our new left tackle, Stone Foresight. And get to know these guys a little bit better, get to see how that's going to work. Let's first talk about the Colts, what they do defensively, what they do well, where their weaknesses are, and how we can attack it, okay? The best bet that we have to play our brand of offense is to work off the run. I like Geno Smith under center. I don't like him sitting back there just winging the ball around in shotgun. That's not my favorite version of Geno Smith. I like to have him under center. I like to have him working off of play action, and I like to have him have easy throws to warm him up. I think when he makes mistakes early in games, he tends to have this bravado thing, and then he wants to kind of make up for it, and that's when he makes more mistakes down the line. The first pass, I believe it was the first pass in the Charger game, and I believe one of the first passes in the Bears game were intercepted, and it was like he was trying to make up for it the rest of the game. He made a couple more questionable throws in each one of those games, and he ended up having 3 picks in each. If he's just a steady guy, we work off the run, we work off play action, give him easy throws in the beginning, work him into the game, keep his ego out of it. I think we're going to be fine offensively. But there are some problems. We need to run the ball. Unfortunately, the Colts have a pretty good run defense. They're, I think, 8th in the league, giving up, 75-ish, 76 yards a game. Yeah, they're pretty good against the run. And they've gone against some good teams. DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, Zaire Franklin against the run. They're all good against the run. So this is going to be a tough thing, especially without Colton Miller, but we have to stick to it. Kind of like the first game of the year where we didn't gain a lot of yardage on the ground, but we kept running the ball. We got to keep doing that, even if we're not getting a lot of yardage, because we need to keep this defense honest, because they're also really good at creating turnovers. On the season, they have 4 picks and 3 forced fumbles, so they do it either way. We need to, mind our P's and Q's with ball security, and it starts with Geno Smith. These guys are ball hawks in the secondary, and they'll turn you over 3 times in a game, just like the Bears did, just like the Chargers did. These guys know how to create turnovers, so we got to stay out of those passing-only downs. It's going to be difficult because they don't give up a lot of points. They only give up like 20 points a game, okay? And they're scoring a ton, so we need to make sure that we make every opportunity count. We need to make sure that we make every drive count. We need to make sure that we're not giving away drives. More so than anything against the Bears, it wasn't the fact that we were giving them good field position because our defense really locked up, but it was that those are taking away opportunities for chances for us to score. Without those opportunities taken away, I think we would have scored over 30, maybe even closer to 40 points because we were driving on some of those drives. There's not a lot of confidence in the Raiders in this game. Now, the over-under is 48 points, which is pretty high, and the Colts are favored by 7, so they're not giving us much of a chance to put up a fight against these Indianapolis Colts. And these are the type of games I think we really step up, and I really think we're going to step up in this one too. I like the over in this game. I think we're going to score a lot of points. I think Geno is up and down and up and down. It just happens to be a game where he's going to be up. I think we found our stride running the football, which is going to be a much better job with the football. On top of that, we have some game breakers, and the Colts give up the second most big plays in the season so far. So I think we're going to be able to crack some big ones, especially late in the game. If we can do that and get some big, long touchdowns late in the game, I think we can keep it close enough to be able to get both them, cover the 7 and also go over on the 48. If you want some action like that, go and check out MyBookie. They're a sponsor of the podcast. You're going to be able to see all my socials and all my sponsors on my link tree in my description. Go ahead and please follow on all my socials and check out my sponsors as well. There's a promo code there, SOTO, SOTO. It's going to give you a lot of good perks. Go ahead and check it out, guys. I think this is a really good game for us to be able to get some action and then maybe get some wins too. The bottom line is this. It's going to be strength versus strength as far as what we want to get done. We want to run the ball against a team that's good at stopping the run. who's going to win, who's going to man up, who's going to stick to their game plan the longest. The thing that's going to be really, I think, concerning for us is if we don't do well running the ball initially and then the Colts run down and score some points on us. When we get down early, Chip Kelly's going to be like, screw all this nonsense. I'm just going to throw the ball. And that's when we get into trouble with Geno Smith. Now, there is a way to attack this defense. They're not very good at pass rush. Even though they have DeForest Buckner and Pay and Zaire Franklin, all those guys, they're not great at rushing the passer. They're like 20th or something like that in pressure rate. So they don't put a lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Geno Smith shouldn't get pressured a ton. Now, if we don't give the right type of help to Stone Foresight, then yeah, maybe he might get a little bit of pressure from that side. But normally the Colts aren't like a huge pressure team like we are. So Geno Smith should have some time to throw the ball. If there's a way that we can attack this defense, it's the linebacking core. It's screens, it's to the tight ends, to the running backs, to anyone that the linebackers are covering. They're not very good in coverage. Particularly Zaire Franklin is not very good at coverage. So we need to make sure we get him out in space and get our playmakers the ball. It just so happens two of our playmakers, Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty, are guys that go against the linebackers quite a bit. And also I want to throw in Raheem Mostert in there as well. We have to get these guys out in space, formation-wise, route concept-wise, to be able to get these guys out there where they're one-on-one with the linebacker. I think we're going to do a good job of moving the ball if we can do that. All right, this is where I think we can make things happen, okay? Now, the Raiders need to run the ball, right, because of play action. If we can take these shots deep, I think we can get these guys deep because they're like 28th in the league in yards per play. They're giving up more than 5 yards per play on average. Also, they've given up the second most explosive plays in the NFL through 4 weeks. So if we can stick to the run and we can suck that defense in, we can beat them over the top with explosive plays because they're giving up a lot of explosive plays every single week throughout the season this season. So that's where we need to attack these guys. We need to make sure that we're diligent with our running game and take the shots and make those shots count. The architect to be able to make this happen is Chip Kelly. Let's hear what he had to say in his press conference.
The interceptions on Sunday, was there anything commonality involved at all, or just
all the plays were slightly different. The two over the middle trying to get a clear out route and then a route in behind it and didn't get him cleared through enough. Thought that he was going to run with the deeper route and then he fell off. Good play. He's a good player. Kevin's a really good player. Been a good player in this league for a long time. So, you go through everyone just like when we went in the Chargers game. What happened on that, and then but there's not a theme. There's just each one's a little bit slightly different, and then you try to learn through those experiences and then move.
We asked last week about getting Ashton more involved in the passing game, and you said definitely you wanted to. He got 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. I guess is that something you want to continue to develop even more?
Yeah, if every catch is a touchdown, then we're all on board. No, but I mean it's just the nature of our offense in terms of where we are. They were both red zone opportunities for them, and sometimes people, you obviously look at it, they're playing zone and they dropped out. So we dropped it down. They made you run it in. So we threw the ball in front of them, and Ashton did a good job on the linebacker and ran it in. So all those guys, Ashton, Raheem, they can do some different things. Zamir was our third down back before. Lobby's done some good things on third down. It just depends on how defenses are going to deploy themselves to defend you in the passing game. And we do have some weapons out wide, and Brock and Jacoby and Tuck. So if you're going to focus on them and maybe think about doubling one of those guys, then that means the back's going to be one-on-one, and then those guys have to be a factor in the passing game.
Describe about Lou and Arumo defense, kind of what he's doing in there in Indy.
I think, I got a lot of respect for Lou. I've known Lou for a long time. He actually coached with Joe Philbin back when he was with the Dolphins. Bobby Bicknell on our staff was with him when he was with the Bengals. He took a team to the Super Bowl. They're going to present multiple looks for you. They're going to make it hard on the quarterback. And having to make decisions at the line of scrimmage and show you one thing and then play another thing. So they're really, really well coached. It's his first year with them, so he's still implementing his system. But I think he's done a really nice job so far. Obviously, they've got a pretty good record right now. And they're doing a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. They do not give up big plays. I think they're the best in the league in terms of preventing explosive plays. So they do a really good job from that standpoint. So, I'm excited that we have a quarterback that's got a ton of experience in this league because Lou's going to test him, and I think Geno's experience is going to be a big thing for us.
What's What's made them so effective on third downs? That's been a big thing for the
Same thing. He presents a lot of different looks. Sometimes he'll give you blitz 0, then sometimes he'll rush 3 and drop 8. But just before the snap, they both look the same. And then all of a sudden they bail out and play zone, and then the next time they don't bail out and they come. So it's presenting you what looks like the same look, but playing multiple defenses out of it is one of kind of his calling cards.
The running game was obviously on against the Bears. What did you see from Raheem Mostert? He wasn't active the first couple games.
Yeah,
he was.
a lot of the active part in all of the NFL, if you're not the starter, and obviously Ashton is a starter, revolves around special teams. So where did they need him? And I know T-Mac used him on teams, so that makes him active on game day. But I think he's got a wealth of experience. He had double-digit touchdowns just 2 years ago in this league, and he's seen a lot of things and done a lot of things. So I think he's got a really good understanding of the scheme. He's got a really good understanding of how to run the football in the National Football League, and didn't surprise us, the guys that have been around him. It doesn't surprise anybody that's seen him in the league that what he can do when he has the ball in his hand. So I was excited that we had a chance to keep him active, and he's going to be active again this week. And that's a pretty good 1-2 punch with him and Ashton.
Colton Miller's one of the best tackles in the game of football.
Yeah.
Does it change anything for you as a play caller not having a Colton Miller out there?
Yeah, I mean, Colton was having a tremendous year. I think you look at some of the metrics, and he was top 1, 2, or 3 tackle in the league in terms of his production and what he had done so far. So, anytime you lose a frontline starter, no matter who it is, not having Mike last week at tight end changes what you do. But losing Colton, we feel really confident in Stone. I think he's had a good week of training. We still have, obviously, today and tomorrow morning to go. But you got to make some adjustments when you lose a guy of that nature, and that's just everybody's got to kind of pull their weight a little bit and help Stone out a little bit, and make sure we're aware, because they too have 2 really good edge rushers in Liatu and Kwity Paye, and so those guys had our attention before the game and before Colton was out, so they're going to have our attention even more now that Colton's out of there.
Do you feel Jackson's presence up there in the booth, or did you see it on film what Jackson Powers-Johnson was able to do last week?
I don't feel anybody's presence when I'm up in the booth, but he's getting an aura now that if the offensive coordinator in the booth can feel the right guard's presence, let me just tell you, I love JPJ, but his head's really big right now. So let's just not start talking about that part. Just maybe we can cut this part of the interview out, because he'll be like, there's an aura in Allegiant Stadium with him. So. The one thing I love, he's a tough kid. He plays his tail off. He's a physical player. Obviously when he was out, you lose that physicality that he brings. But do I feel it in the box? I don't. I'm hermetically sealed up there from anything. So no slight to JPJ, but I don't feel anybody's aura or presence up there. Yeah, I think I would say Colton sets the tone with the physicality. I think Ashton, the way he ran the football, set the tone with the physicality. I think the way Trey Tucker blocks sets the tone with the physicality. So it takes 11, and that's what I think. We got 11 guys really on the same page, but was last week. What does this week look like, and what are what the Colts do defensively present different issues than what Chicago presented defensively. So, that's the one thing about this league, because you have a game every week and you're playing 17 of them. That consistency over the long haul is what's going to be that test and the measurement of this group.
We talked about the success of the run game. Was it just that there was better blocking, better holes? Was it different schematically? Did you guys change something?
No, we didn't change anything really schematically. We did what we do. But I think it's just better execution. And I think the longer the group is together, then the more feeling they have for each other in terms of how they're doing it. But it was a combination of everything. It was a combination of how they really blocked and moved the front up front, how our receivers were involved in the run game, and then what our backs did. And then because we run so much play action, are we handing the ball off, or is Geno keeping it? Geno does such a great job when he doesn't have the ball. Did he keep it? Did he hand it off? Are some people in the defense not moving their feet because they think it's play action pass, but then that gained us a yard because he held off the backside of the defense? So there's a lot that goes into it, but we always say it takes all 11, and all 11 did a really nice job last week in the running game. Now, what does it look like this week? Because in game 1 and 3 on the road, we were really good in the passing game. Now we got to do it in the passing game and in the running game at the same time in one game. So,
That's good.
all right, guys, thank you.
Yeah, Chip Kelly's having a little fun with Jackson Powers-Johnson. Also a little fun with the reporter that asked the question, did he feel the presence or aura or whatever of Jackson Powers Johnson. And it's pretty sad. A couple of guys in the media were trying to make this out to be a bigger thing than it was. They're trying to actually make it something that it wasn't. Ryan McFadden specifically just said he tried to make it seem like Chip Kelly was talking trash on Jackson Powers Johnson. It was if you guys watched the presser, it was just a kind of a joke, more making fun of the reporter for his question than anything else. Jackson Powers Johnson is going to be a big deal in this game. Now, he was mistaken. Chip Kelly was mistaken saying that they limit big plays. They do not limit. They have the second most explosive plays allowed in the NFL. So that's something that I don't know whether he was looking at. Maybe he was looking at it the wrong way in the inverse, but they do give up a lot of big plays. He made me have to check my work because when he said that, I was like, wait a second, that's not true. One thing that is going to be extremely important is we have to be able to run the football early in the game. Jackson Powers Johnson has been getting a lot of love by his play recently against the Bears and just the way he was out in screen game and stuff like that. If we can get him out in the screen game, it's going to be huge because he's a heat-seeking missile out there. So I really hope that we can kind of evolve that part of the game a little bit, give Geno Smith, like I said, some easy throws. But I want to take a listen to what Jackson Powers Johnson had to say on the locker room scrum. He said what he had to say yesterday in the locker room.
I think some of the defense gave me some props for the tackle, but yeah, I don't know. It was not a fun situation, but it was I guess a good play by me.
Continuity has been something that we've been talking about a lot when it comes to the offensive line. Now Colton's going to go down for a little while. How does that affect your offensive line as a unit?
I mean, I think we're all, sad that he's not going to be able to play, and just first of all make sure he's okay mentally and physically, and then we got a lot of great people in the building. We believe in the people in the building. Of course he'll be missed, but I think this is a league that time marches on, and we'll get him back when we get him back. But I feel like we got a lot of great people in the building.
Do you feel like you take on that leadership role now in that offensive line? It's kind of what you've been doing.
I feel like that's a good question. I mean, I haven't really thought about that way. We're just sticking to the process. It's not, one guy's down, one guy submerges this big leader. Right. How we've been interacting with each other, I think we've been leading ourselves. So I'll step up where I need to step up, and I'll let other people step up where they need to step up. But I think we're just going to continue to try and get better.
How much pride do you take in the physicality that you bring? You were flying all over the field on Sunday and just hitting people, but the pride of that for you and bringing that to the game.
I mean, it's a lot of pride for me. I mean, that's how I love playing football. I've been playing like that since I was a little kid. But I mean, it's a lot of fun flying around and protecting your guys. So.
What have your impressions been so far of Stone, working with him?
He's a great guy. I mean, tall, very athletic, and I got to play with him a little bit, and he's just a great dude, and I think he has what it takes to step up.
A couple of minutes ago, Geno said that he believes that this interior line that you guys are about to go up against with the Colts are probably going to be the better ones that you face this year. What's your thoughts on them, and are you looking forward to that challenge?
Of course. I mean, great interior D-line, with both of them, especially, Defo. Me being an Oregon guy looking up to him, so getting able to play him and, test my mettle against those guys, it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I'm excited for it. So.
Off Raiders topic, just Dylan Gabriel is going to get that start with Cleveland this week. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's awesome. Good for DG. I mean, I didn't get to play with him. I was there while he was getting recruited from the transfer portal. Seems like a great guy. Has a great family. So, always any duck out there, I'm going to, root for him. So, good luck to him.
Jackson Powers Johnson, I think, said it really well. It's not about one person stepping up to be a leader. It's about everybody stepping up together to help each other. And that's really where the continuity and the link of chain of the offensive line comes in. It's not about one person doing extra, because you could be on one side of the line and the other side of the line messes up and it's still nothing happens, right? It doesn't matter how good you block. If you're not helping, if you're not there to be a resource for others, it could not go well. So Jackson Powers Johnson really has in his mind to just be the leader and the person he can be in himself and for the others. He doesn't have to step up. He doesn't have to be anything he's not. Just be a good teammate. Like Pete Carroll always says, is be a great teammate. Go out there and play to your abilities. We'll see what happens with Stone Forsythe, man. He hasn't been super impressive. He can maybe come in there with the help that we're offering. He may be in there and surprise us. He is a really, really big guy. He is athletic. The way he moves forward and backward, it's really, he moves really well. The issue is his lateral movement. I'm not really impressed by that. I think he could play with a little bit more of a mean streak, a little bit more play strength, but he's massive guy. He's going to be a hard guy to get around. We'll see how that works out. They're probably going to attack him pretty steadily on that left side of the line. That being said, there is a path for us if, again, we're run heavy and we do a lot of play action. We can really help and mask a lot of the deficiencies of Stone Forsythe by giving him a tight end, by doing play action, like I said, maybe jumbo packages, stuff like that, to really help him out with some of that lateral movement. If we can do that, I think we can get the running game on board. And if we do that, the big plays are going to be there. It's going to be tough because this team knows how to turn the ball over. But take care of the football, run it early. I think middle and late in the game, we can take our shots down the field for big scores. And speaking of Stone Forsythe, he had a little something to say too. Let's check it out.
Obviously, Colton has been like a mainstay. He's been the guy for here for so long. Step in his shoes. Like, I guess, does it make it a little tougher to kind of step in when somebody's been the anchor for so long?
I mean, it's definitely a big role to fill, but I mean, I put myself in the situation. Like, it's kind of pressure is a privilege, so I look at it as an opportunity and just kind of step up to and fill his role in.
When you look at film of how, I know you, I mean, the last play, you look at film of how the line did in general last week, were you pretty pleased with how you guys are progressing?
Yeah, everybody's rolling. JPJ came in and played good. Dylan good with his points. I mean, Jordan's good with the points. Dylan's good with his singles, combos. Everybody's rolling. We have the right checks on. Pass row is good too. So.
What's the process like trying to get on the same page with the rest of the offensive linemen?
I mean, I've kind of been in this system for 3 years with Pete up in Seattle, so everything's kind of almost the same. So it hasn't really been too much of a learning curve. I mean, just working with DP. That might just be a little learning curve, just how he hits combos, but everything's good. I mean, I've been working with these guys for a little bit now. So
is it more of a communication thing or technique type thing?
I mean, we got our communications pretty simple, so everyone's on the same page. Like, you can throw Dalton in there, and everyone's good to go.
How beneficial is it that you have been here for a month, working with these guys, you know, and getting a reinforcement of this system?
Very beneficial. I mean, it can't not help out. So I mean, it's good to go. Yeah.
He seems pretty matter of fact, and I mean, I kind of like the confidence. He goes in there and just like, yeah, you know, we're going to be fine. We're going to be good to go. Hopefully that's the case, because ultimately that left side of the line is going to be huge if we want to get done what we want to get done running game wise. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's the next way to support the channel. It's absolutely free. And it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel, besides doing nothing, just watch the video. On top of that, there's a Shield Society. You know what the Shield Society is, okay? It's a membership. It's $5 a month. You get a lot of perks. Perk number one, you get the videos right away. Don't have to wait for them to be released. As soon as I upload them, you get them. On top of that, you get the live watch party with me, my analysis, my breakdowns, my play-by-play, my venting, my ranting, all that stuff, my cheering. Also, I give you the opportunity to hop on, ask any questions, make your own analysis during the game live. On top of that, you get some freebies too. I'm collecting all your guys' info. Get at me on my socials. The link to my link tree, it's all my socials and all my sponsors are in the description. Check it out. If you want to link up with me, if you're in the Shield Society, give me your name and also give me your address. I will send you freebies. This is not stuff that I'm selling to anybody. It's just for Shield Society members. If you want to check it out, if you want to be a part of it, please do. It's only $5 a month. I would greatly appreciate it. If not, or if you don't want to, that's okay. I'm still going to give you a video every single day. But I need you guys to do one more thing for me. Tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody. Raiders versus the world's the greatest thing going in Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Till next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.